So some of these things here that are happening in the world, you know,
A lot of terms that we're hearing that, not everyone is knowledgeable of. And these are like really current terms that are being used. Like, I don't remember hearing any of these. Well, bias and culture, yes, but like some of these I don't remember hearing when.
yeah, so manufactured consent is a term coined by Noam Chomsky. Media is used to shape public opinion in favor of elite interests, is what he says. An example would be media consensus pushing war narratives without challenge. Or some deep fakes, AI-generated fake videos that look real. So, like a president giving a fake speech, right? But it looks real, but it's not really real.
Or like that thing where they do those, like they put like regular people's heads on other people's bodies and make
coins.
Yeah,
for sure.
That stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all those things.
That's deep fake.
Echo chambers, online communities where dissenting views are silenced. So if you're talking about something that opposes what your overall thing is, you silence it. Your overall message and your agenda.
Isn't that happening on like Twitter? Isn't that happening on X right now? Is that an example? Like,
it's happening all over the place in groups and in different social media platforms everywhere. It's a part of everything. I mean, you go into your neighborhood group and people are doing it in some way because they don't want to talk about certain things, and yeah, it's overwhelming in my head, all this stuff going on, because even though we've done some research, we've tried to start learning more about it, it's hard to fully understand it all.
Yeah, 100%.
And how it
all these different applications of it too.
Yeah, how it works in your life.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then there's all these different biases in culture, like confirmation bias, believing what confirms your own beliefs. So you only read sources that agree with things you agree with.
Yeah, that's not me.
I see that happening all the time. Like a certain news station will only have a certain type of view.
It's hard to be objective for some people when it comes to certain stuff, especially like religion, for example.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
that's
like my spirituality is crazy. It's huge. It's all over the place. But I find contradictions in any, I can find contradictions in any of that stuff, if you like, as a kid, there's certain things that we learn that we begin to question when we get older as adults, that we think we see things clearer. We think something is, might or might not be the truth. And we begin to question things, and that sends us down these paths and down these journeys that, ultimately turn us into who we are, make us truth seekers, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, that's for sure. And what I have learned, at least a little bit about doing this segment, is that there's a lot to it.
Oh, there's a lot to it. And this is not it.
Yeah,
we're going back. We're going to be back at this because this is an ever expanding thing. And it's also something that is evolving based on
constantly.
All of the things that are going on, based on time. And like, there's a lot that influences this stuff.
Yeah. And for me, going into this and doing the research and coming up here and speaking on it's like, again, we're not experts in this. I do know an expert. Shout out to Daniel Friedman of the Active Inference Institute and Cognitive Security, Davis Cognitive Security. He's the guy that could answer any questions related to all this stuff, decision making, and all the different frameworks of why things are made, and so I have had the pleasure of getting to know him and having some of this stuff being put in front of my face so I could start understanding it. But it's a lot, and it affects everything. The way you know what comes in through your eyes, your ears, all the different people around you, all the different marketing stuff on TV, on everywhere you go.
The difficulty is to, again, remove yourself and your personal stuff that comes with you from it to be able to figure it out, right? Like, don't be influenced by it based on something that you want.
Based on something you want? So you have a confirmation bias where you're like, this is the thing that I want, so anything that gets me towards that is what I will allow to be influenced?
That's what I don't want.
Yeah.
Yes. That is, I think, common.
I'm sure it was one of them.
Yeah.
It was one of them.
See, when our studio's built, if you can get Daniel Friedman on as a guest, I'd love to have him on. He sounds like a very interesting individual.
Oh, man, he's the smartest. He's the smartest. He interviews on Active Inference YouTube the smartest and brightest people in all industries, and these are the thinkers and the ones that do scientific papers and very doctorate level everything, and it's based on
like, you mean like scholars of the highest eminence?
Yes, that's what, scholars of the highest eminence.
Right on.
Yeah. And so I try to put myself around these people as much as I can because I know I'll get smarter, even though, got a long ways to go. The quest for more education and continual growth.
Thirst for knowledge, yes.
Thirst for knowledge, that's something that I'm after. And, so this is part of it.
Right on, man.
Now that we've, man, that was deep stuff, Nate.
Yeah, but again, we're going to revisit this, man, because there's a lot more to talk about within that.